So today we conducted the most incredible experiment. What we did was we wanted to see what the before and after would be like in a body that wanted to have a better golf swing. And so we took this individual through somatic practices, and then we retested afterwards to see what the improvement was in terms of range of motion. It was stunning. I can't wait for you to see the results. We're going to take you through a little walkthrough of a class I took someone through where we knew that they were really tight and they wanted to have a better golf swing, and then we took them through movements to see how they would progress at the end. So this class is all about how to improve your golf swing. Okay, Eric, so begin to roll your pelvis forward and back so that when you go forward, your back arches away from the floor, and when you roll back, your lower back comes back to the floor. And do that about 10 times, noticing where you have areas of pain or tension. Fantastic, thank you. All right, so you're pressing your left elbow down and feeling your left shoulder blade suction cup to your back. Draw your left shoulder blade diagonally across into your right back pocket. And as you arch, you're getting more and more into the right low back, and follow a line from your left shoulder to your right low back. Feel those muscles, squeeze into them, and now slowly release them. And then you're curling up, bringing your left elbow and right knee towards each other. Lots of awareness of your muscles, particularly the ones you can't feel. From hip flexor, obliques to chest. Sense and feel those muscles, slow and controlled release. That's it. Pause, breathe. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So the right hand goes behind the head. You're going to an arch, so you're pressing your right elbow down, drawing your right shoulder blade into your left back pocket. Leaning the left knee slightly to the left, you are breathing. Feel those diagonal muscles in the back, and now slowly release them. Take your time, pause, and now curl up elbow to knee. Again, sensing and feeling the muscles that you do not have the best control over. Squeeze into those muscles. Sense and feel them, connect to them with your brain, and then slowly, slowly releasing. Pause to breathe. So the side curl. So you're shortening the distance between your armpit and your hip on the top side. So when you're ready, you start to hike the hip up, keep the knees together, and as the foot floats, the hip goes into internal rotation. And now you draw your armpit and your shoulder blade down, coming into a side sit-up, shortening the distance between your armpit and your hip. Imagine drawing your shoulder blade down into your back pocket. Don't push off with your bottom arm or leg, just use the top side. Notice the muscles that you are not in control of. Bring lots of awareness there. And then slow and controlled release. Pause and breathe into your left side rib cage. And then when you're ready, you're hiking your hip, you're drawing your armpit down into your side pocket and your shoulder blade into your back pocket, engaging the low back, the oblique, the armpit, the shoulder blade area. Squeeze through the entire side, like you're wringing out a wet towel. And then keep your brain awareness there, slow and controlled release. And so now you're drawing your hip up towards your armpit using the QL on the side of the waist, floating the foot. Let the armpit draw down into side pocket and the shoulder blade draw down into your back pocket. And lift up into that side curl, really connecting to the side body here, squeezing into those muscles. Noticing where you have trouble connecting, keep your brain awareness there. And then take your time to slowly release that. Pausing to breathe. And then once again, drawing the armpit down into side pocket, shoulder blade into back pocket. Glide those hips up towards the armpit, float the foot, and shorten through your right side as much as you can, shortening into that side, squeezing into those muscles, bringing them under brain control. Keep your brain there and take your time to slowly release. Pause to breathe. So now what's going to happen, you've got your hand on the back of the forehead. So as you curl around, bringing your armpit diagonally across towards your left hip bone, focus on your left side lower abdominals, firing those abdominals up as you curl in. Provide counter pressure, pressing the back of your hand against your forehead and your forehead against the hand, and engage that left lower abdominal. Keeping your awareness there, slowly start to pendiculate that lower abdominal. So you're slowly releasing it, keeping your brain in those lower abdominals. Allowing yourself to then roll out to the twist, allowing them to lengthen. Pause and breathe. And then coming one more time into that twist. Connecting your armpit, drawing it towards your left lower abdominals. Find your left lower abs. Counter pressure between your hand and your forehead to engage the abdominals a little bit more. Squeeze into the left side. Keep your awareness there. Now as slow as you can, curling open. Keep your awareness in the left lower quadrant of your abdominals. Slowly releasing and lengthening out those lower abs. And then completely release and allow yourself to roll into the twist. Beautiful. So that's a pretty dramatic before and after.
Way more.
Yeah. Okay, so back of the hand. And so you're curling around towards that right lower abdominals as if you want to move your armpit around. Curling in, connecting into your right lower abdominals. Try not to come in flat, curl in, bring those ribs round that back and come into that, like you're coming into a diagonal, sit up. Connect into that right lower abdominal, really squeeze into those right abs. Sense and feel them, counter pressure with your forehead and your hand to bring more engagement, and now slowly releasing your lower abdominals. Really slow. Feeling into those lower abdominals, notice where you might have some weakness. And then breathe into the release. Feel the breath spiral through your body. Wow, that was fast. That was big. And then curl in, bringing the armpit diagonally across into that right lower back, or right lower belly, sorry. Curling in, feeling into your right lower abdominals, right into that quadrant of lower abs and obliques. Squeeze into those muscles, press your forehead and hand into each other to create more of an engagement. And then slowly releasing. Keep your awareness in the lower abdominals. Take your time to slowly release. Keep your awareness there. And then once that releases, allow yourself to open up into that twist, breathing. Take a breath there, let the breath spiral. So now that you've been through this class, I want you to take a moment. Don't go stand up and walk away. Just pause for a second. Take a moment, stretch your legs out, lay flat, and I want you to notice, where do you feel flatter, lighter, or longer? Where do you have a sense of more space or ease in your body? Where do you have less pain or tension? And what's your breathing like? Are you breathing better? All of that will give you better core stability, way less tension in your body and a lot more productivity in your golf swing. So keep practicing and have a great summer on the golf course.
Following the somatic release, here are 4 exercises that can help improve your golf game. First exercise we're going to be doing is an anti-rotational press. Now, why this is going to be really good is we're actually going to be decompressing the spine, which is really important because a lot of rotational sports will actually cause a lot of harm in the oblique system and in the spine. This is going to help offset that. Okay, and it's also important to not do too much rotation when you're already doing a ton of rotation in golf. Okay, so that's why we're going to do this. It actually will work the same system. It's going to work his oblique system and his back. Okay, so Eric is going to start. He's going to follow with his eyes. He's going to come all the way up. He's going to try and not rotate his spine or his hips. He's going to keep. Now, I want Eric actually in a hinge. So Eric is going to hinge because that's our golf posture. So Eric, hinge more, like we're addressing a golf ball. And now we're going to do it again. And we're going to follow with our eyes. Exactly. Okay, and try and get full range of motion in the lie here. Good, that's perfect. Okay, so we're resisting the rotation. So I'll show an example. Eric, I want you to rotate now. So if he's rotating, he's starting like this, and he's gonna look like this. That's an excellent exercise, but in this case, we don't want to do that. So here's going to be our second exercise. So a few things. What I'm going to be getting Eric to do is a hinge here. Because golf is it's a hinge exercise or a hinge sport, there's not a lot of squat or a knee dominant exercise. So we don't really need to focus on squats. We need to focus more on hinging motions like a deadlift, stiff leg deadlift, things like that. Now, power is very important in golf if we want to increase swing speed, if we want to be able to hit the ball farther, things like that. But power can be scary for a lot of people because they think you need to lift really heavy weight, you know, the classic one-arm bar, things like that. There's something called light low power, which focuses on the velocity of the movement and is kind of a safe environment. So here I have this platform that Eric's going to hinge on, and we can adjust this to his range of motion. He's going to focus on exploding up 10 times, okay, as fast as he can, his fastest output. 4, 5, Eric, focus on all out as fast as you can on that way up. This has been proven, this study with senior citizens over 70, that not only did it help them in their sport, but it also increased their bone density, which is one of the very important things to not break bones. Eric's gonna rest seated for 10 seconds. That's all it takes for the nervous system to reset. Here I have Eric on a squishy pad, okay? I like to challenge people as much as they can in their proprioception and balance because golf is a sport that's full of a lot of undetermineds. We never know what lie we're gonna be on and we're mostly out of balance. The better we can stay in balance, the better we're going to be able to drive high-powered shots, fast swing speed, better quality shots. So I'm actually gonna have Eric to do a rotation on the arc of a golf swing, a natural arc. So he's going to be rotating like this. He's not going to be rotating like this. Okay? He's going to be bracing his core and trying to stay stable on the squishy pad. He's going to rotate as far as he can. Just like that. A more advanced version, which we don't need to do here, would be Eric actually having his feet off the ground. But we would start that on the ground. We wouldn't start it on the squishy pad like this. What we're going to do is another anti-rotation exercise. Again, I would prefer athletes to do more anti-rotational exercises. Now, if they are warming up before golf, it is good to do rotation exercises as well. So here, Eric's going to do a traditional Russian twist, which would be a rotational exercise, where he's purposely trying to rotate his upper spine. So, yep, perfect, Eric. So he's rotating. Okay, but what I want him to do, in this case, is resist rotation both in the pelvis and in the spine. So Eric, try not to rotate your spine at all. Good, so resist spinal rotation. Excellent. Okay, again, this is excellent for the entire oblique system. So here, the back. I do know that. Okay, yeah.
How did you feel doing the exercises?
Yeah, they were great. Very challenging. They require you to really focus and hone in on the muscles that you're trying to loosen, right? So that's part of it, is learning to connect to those muscles that you wouldn't otherwise think about connecting to on a day-to-day basis. So really challenging that muscle-mind connection, which is what we emphasize a lot when it comes to training. And by doing that, it's allowing me to sort of help release those tightness in those muscles so I have a better connection to them. And by connecting them better, I can also get better utilization of them, which means a better range of motion.
And how do you feel now that you're all done?
Oh, I feel, literally, I actually, like, this is no word of a lie, I feel like a whole new person. It's like someone gave me a new body. Like, my range is, and I don't do a lot of mobility, so for me, this feels fantastic. So just being able to have these new ranges feels fantastic, and if I can work within them and keep this for as long as I can, I want to do that so that way I don't fall back into my old habits.
And that's how we want to feel on the golf course, right? It's excellent. We don't want to be showing up to the golf course feeling tight, achy, and like you can't swing a golf club. You want to feel your best.
Exactly, 100%.
So that's awesome.
It's going to carry over, yeah, 100%.
Great.
So the exercises I showed you today are really going to help you create more rotational power, more balance in your golf swing. It's also going to help strengthen your core and ability to rotate, which is one of the causes towards why people aren't able to generate any power, is because they cannot turn their body, they can't activate their muscles in their core, and then what happens is they use their arms. So that means they typically come over the top of the ball, they slice it, there's no power, and then you lead into things like shoulder injuries. These exercises are going to help you become more efficient with your golf swing.